Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We did it! Nikki Haley has finally ended her campaign. She is now officially suspended. We will talk more probably about that today, but we'll see. But we will be talking about multiple sets of videos today, probably 3 to 4 videos. We're supposed to be talking about Alaska, Arkansas for sure today, and we'll be talking about these side of primaries. But before we get into that, I want to like you to like and subscribe, share my channel with other conservatives around the country. We need to build up great momentum in this channel here. And the thing is, I think we're getting very accurate with polls. So this is our first prediction in Alabama where we were right. Despite my urges to kind of flip Macon County, we were correct on my predictions that Donald Trump would win every county in Alabama, and so he did. This is the very first contest we were correct in predicting. That said, setting the stage for a legitimate swoop into, as you know, the next couple set of events. Donald Trump is pretty much the only one in this whole race. So, yeah, Super Tuesday. Regardless, they say how good Joe Biden did. I'm sorry, Joe Biden did horrible. Did you see the Biden campaign during the 2024 in Minnesota? We'll talk about that later on. But the uncommitted got almost to 20%. Almost 20%. When does that ever happen? That's scary for the Biden campaign, and they should be scared. If they're not scared, that's a huge win for Trump Republicans. Huge win for the GOP. And it seems that the GOP is now united behind Trump, as basically all these primaries, I don't know if they're going to be canceled or what, but basically Trump's running unopposed. He has no one. I mean, he does have Nikki Haley on the ballot, but they're going to vote for her probably uh, because they just don't like Trump. But news should get out today that Trump basically destroyed Nikki Haley to the point that she withdrew. So let's talk about Alabama. We were absolutely correct in the race in Alabama, and it seems like Nikki Haley, she performed her best in this county and all the way up here in Huntsville. That's where she kind of performed her best. And when it comes to that, we don't have county results, but you know how previously Alabama was supposed to be a Ron DeSantis hole, according to 2023 polling. I mean, majority of 2023 polling, because Public Opinion Strategies was the only legitimate poll in 2023 showing a Ron DeSantis victory. But of course, there's no Ron DeSantis. You think people are going to rush in and support Nikki Haley? Not a chance. I predicted that, yeah, Trump, I was following the cynical Alabama Daily News poll saying that, oh, yeah, Donald Trump's probably get 76% of the popular vote. Well, he performed better. That was 83.2%. You can never get an accurate number, but I would say it's close. And that said, again, that was enough to carry every single county in Alabama. And you'll be wondering, why did you want to flip Macon County to Nikki Haley? Well, here's the thing. There are barely any Republicans in Macon County, just like there are barely any Republicans in like Cook County and more, I would say, indigenous or racial minority areas. So I wasn't thinking racially. I was just thinking the opposition. There's barely any Republican opposition in Macon County, and you think like 17.67% of Americans voted for Donald Trump. That's 1,541,000 people in Macon County that tossed votes for Trump. Well, with those amount of votes in Macon County, who's going to be washed up and racially influenced by the far left into thinking that they are, as you know, victims. I mean, I don't. And then what made me flip my mind was, you know what? The African American population today, they're doing a really good job. They're doing a really good job just striking that back and saying that's not true. We are stronger than this, and this is not in any way an encouraging message for African Americans. I don't think they deserve it. No one should get a free encouragement message for encouragement you don't need. So yes, apparently my background on this, Democrats failed to get black voters in the black belt from showing up and voting. There's only this county right here that is dominantly African American. We're going to kind of check out the counties that Nikki Haley did her best in, and that's those two. But I don't know all the counties in Alabama. That's Wilcox County. Wilcox County, a population of 10,000, not many people. There's a city of Camden, that is the county seat. That said, Wilcox County is a Democrat stronghold, thanks to the overwhelming Democrat population, said to be 70% of African Americans in, as you know, Wilcox County. Out of those, that 10,000, 70%. There is obviously a minority white group that is like 27.4% of whites, and then Asians are down in the zeros, Pacific Islanders, some other race alone, very small amount. Okay, mixed race or multiracial, that's 1.49. Hispanic and Latino. So that is one area that, yes, Nikki Haley did kind of her best there, but was it enough to get to stop the Trump majority? No, absolutely not. So that was things to learn, things to see in Wilcox County. As you know, in Madison County, that holds the city of Huntsville. That is the biggest city in all of Alabama. Not really talked about because we all hear about Mobile and Montgomery, Alabama, and we forget that those two cities aren't the biggest. It's actually Huntsville, and that is 215,000 people. According to the 2020 census, this has supportably climbed up to 235,000 people, an estimate of 2023. So that's something to look at. So we could go to the New York Times. Alabama Republican primary results. Yes, as you know, Donald Trump clear sweep. Are you going to let me go? Thank you. Okay. Huntsville, 80%. New Wikipedia is saying differently, and Wikipedia is getting their results from, as you know, they might not be all in because 83%, yeah, that's what they're saying, 83%, 82%, but the truth is, yeah, they're saying Trump won. Oh, I see now. This is any Wikipedia does dark red for any color above 60%. So that makes sense. Other than as Wikipedia does colors in shades for every 10 points. So yes, Trump performed 60% in Madison County, which holds Huntsville, and then in Wilcox County, a part of the Black Belt, he performed around 60% there. So which county was Haley's best? 11% in Wilcox County, only 85 votes there. Then you get, yeah, it's Huntsville. And Huntsville, despite being a Republican county, Madison County Huntsville and Madison County was the best that Nikki Haley performed. And it seems like, these are the estimated. But I want to know where Haley's best really is. But we honestly don't need to see it because we know where Nikki Haley did her best. And that is in Madison County. 26%. Then again, Nikki Haley's state is not going to be in Alabama, despite being from the South. That's not enough to get her out, get people out and voting. Donald Trump could be more called as a Southerner. It's more about how you're going to help the South than being a part of the South. And apparently, as president, Donald Trump did a lot for the South. It's true. Donald Trump did a lot for the South. That made a lot of people and a lot of Southerners happy. And Nikki Haley, I can't find a Southerner vibe. She can go around and say the word fellas and all that stuff, and she can try to get Southerners that way. You can't get Southerners to you by saying one word that comes from the South. And I don't know, maybe that's the term she generally uses. But that's not going to work. The thing is, Nikki Haley doesn't really have a Southerner vibe to her, and that's okay. And we obviously know that because that was not enough to kind of rally up the Southerners beyond her by her on her behalf. If this race didn't include Donald Trump, Nikki Haley would still lose the South because she does not have the momentum of the South like William Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter had to kind of rally up the South. In primary wise, Newt Gingrich, he managed to win South Carolina and Georgia because he rallied up Southerners because he was a Southerner. We have Governor Huckabee from 2008. He managed to get some Southerner votes. However, he had a long time struggle with John McCain. So in the South, you need to be campaigned as a outgoing politician in the South. Kind of compare yourself to the South. And to be honest, Donald Trump is pretty comparable to the South. And that's fine. The Democrats like to think, the South is so racist and so far-right extremist. No. Well, I can say the same thing about your New England, and I can say the same thing about your West Coast. The thing is, you got to campaign and I wouldn't say put on an act, but you kind of have to put on a performance to help drive voters. Like in this case, you want Southern voters? Nikki Haley campaigning and putting the woman card is not going to get Southerners to go out and vote for you. It does not work like that. Because I'm sorry, but the Southerners care a lot more than your feelings. And that's reality. Your feelings and your genetic makeup of you being a female. People care more because this contest is about America. It's not about Nikki Haley. And Nikki Haley's going around saying, I'm a woman facing against all these far-right men, as she likes to call it. No. It doesn't work like that because it's all about Nikki Haley. And we're supposed to go and feel bad for her and go into a little line and vote for her. No. And that's just hilarious how people think that is supposed to work. No, it works like this. Vote for the person that has best policies. Bombing Iran, giving aid to Ukraine is not good policies because the United States is in a much urgent crisis that needs to come first. Period. And that's all it takes. So let me know what your thoughts on this. I think I've spent more than enough time talking about Alabama. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next political episode.